Are we ready?
Yep.
How are you guys? Who's in the house, everyone?
Hello, Evan. Oh, hello, Evan.
Remember what we're doing and where we're going? It just Carms round two. Like, I'm in. I love Carms. I love the community. So here we are.
Evan, it's been just a bit over half a year since we last saw you, and there's a bunch of us that's been like brave and we're going to open up their business recently.
How do one can take action and keep that momentum going after you feel like you're failing over and over?
Yeah, Carms, what would I do that I would suck at the beginning?
I don't know, but snowboarding sounds like a good one because I snowboard actually, and
Okay.
I've fallen flat on my face many times. My helmet is so dented that I'm pretty sure if I didn't have that helmet, I'd probably be in the hospital.
Yeah, so like I learned how to snowboard thanks to my wife, and I sucked at the beginning. Like fall 30 times down the hill. Just expect to suck at the beginning. And so if you know that you're going to suck at the start, then it relieves the pressure of like, why am I not doing better? Why am I not getting ahead? And then the second thing is I focus on who I am serving instead of who I'm not. So we're always focused on who we're not serving. We're always like, well, I've got, how many subscribers do I have? 3 point something. Like, why am I not at 4 million subscribers or 5 or 7 or 10 or 50, right? Like the who you're not game never ends. But I always just focus on who I was serving. So the early days, you're probably ahead of where I was, Lorena. Like if you look at my homepage, it shows year over year where my subscribers are at. And it took me 5 years to get to 2,000 subscribers. 5 years. First year I had 25 subscribers. And it's like my mom and my sister. And right?
Evan, to go with like the
Thank you so
snowboarding
much.
analogy, I totally sucked at the beginning. Even lost a snowboard and dropped it down the mountain, hurting so much. I end up buying like a tail saver, so if I fall, it doesn't hurt my ass so much. So if we kind of like think from that perspective, and we put ourselves out there, what are some of the things we can brace ourselves with so we can take away some of this and our journey is more fun?
The biggest thing that you can brace yourself with is community. More than any tool is like each other,
Yeah,
right?
that's
It
awesome.
really matters
I
to
love
be
that.
around people who will support you. So and then be the tail guard for others. Ask them how they're doing. You know, like, hey Lorena, you brought up you were struggling with your YouTube channel 2 weeks ago when you talked to Evan. How you doing now? And that support makes all the difference.
Beautiful. Thank you. Evan, since a lot of us is like putting ourselves out there and starting our YouTube channel, what would your advice be? And I think a lot of us see your table and we've been staring at it. Like, yeah, come on, Evan only had like this many followers at the beginning. And we're thinking, yeah, but maybe he didn't put that much effort in. Like maybe he just started it and it's like, how much video did he post in the first 3-5 years though? Like, so there's a bit of that. It's like, and so now we're thinking, well, let's say if we wanted to gain, like 1,000 subs, if our aim is to get like our first 1,000 subscription, and as quick as humanly possible, and we're willing to work for it, and we're one-man band, so we like assuming we don't have like all the skills, what would you recommend in order of priority our action to do to gain the most momentum?
So one, if there's somebody that you like, if you're looking up to my channel, you can go back and see. But that's why I recommend not deleting content. Go back and watch my videos. You can see how many, I don't know how many I posted. How many did I post in year one? I don't know, but they're all there. You can go back and watch and you can see how much I sucked at the beginning of my career as well in making content. I think it depends on where you're at. I think having 1,000 subscribers at the beginning is the wrong goal. I'd say just start getting consistent on making content. Like if you're not making any content right now, just start making weekly content. No excuses. Make content. And whether you're traveling or, you don't know what to talk about, or if you don't know what to say, that's your video. It's like, hey, I don't know what to say on this video, but I said I'd make a video every week. So here I am. You know, I don't want to come on and pretend like I know what I'm doing all the time. I'm struggling. This is my journey. I'm trying to figure things out and bring you guys with me. And I don't have it all. I don't have all the answers. So this morning I woke up and I've been stressing for the past 45 minutes, thinking about what I'm going to say. And then just drawing blanks. And so here I am recording this video, right? Like that's what you post. Like don't let anything get in the way of posting. So just figure out a way to make weekly content, at least like once a week, at least, to get something up on your channel. And if you want to throw a thumbnail on there, cool. And you want to, you know, think of a title, cool, but nobody's watching anyway. So we just need to get the reps in to start getting good. You know, Carms, when you first started these clubs and inviting guests in, like it's so much better than it was when you started.
Yeah. I started with like 5 people.
What, not just the people, like here's the, I think the most important mindset shift. It's like, it's not going from 5 people to whatever you're at now. It's you becoming the person who can bring in more people. Like you are better. You're not the same Carms as you were when you had 5 people. You've got the same heart and the same soul and but the skills are different. You've skilled up. And so that's how you get to however big your club is now. It's the same thing now. Take to your YouTube channel. That's how you get to 1,000 subscribers, is you be the person who has the skills that is bringing the value so that 1,000 people want to subscribe to you. It's not like some hashtag strategy that's going to help you now get 1,000 subscribers. It's like you making content every week and leveling up the skills you have and the value that you're bringing so that people want to genuinely subscribe to your channel.
That's amazing. I believe that's a huge mindset shift. Who's committing to that once a week? Who's committing to, I'm going to do the once a week
Somebody
for sure.
Screenshot
Who's
these
committing
hands.
to that? I think making the decision is key, right, Evan?
Screenshot these hands. I see Christina's hand and Elaine and Deveshi. I want to see content coming up.
Yeah, nice.
There's so many things that we could do. The one that you're going to stick with is the one that you actually love doing. And so I think for any big decision, if you find yourself making a list of pros and cons, you're approaching it the wrong way. It's a heart question, not a head question. So what should you make YouTube videos on? That's a hard question. You could do head and say, okay, well, according to the data, these types of videos are doing super well, so I'm going to make my version of blank. But if you don't love that thing, you're going to suck at it. You know, then you're going to hate it. And you're not going to stay consistent at it. So even me being here, like it's the end of the day for me. I know you guys are at a different timing around the world, but it's been an insane, like full busy day of nonstop interviews and presentation. That's what I do on a Thursday. And this is the last thing that I'm doing before I break and get to spend time with my wife and have some dinner. I look at this in my calendar at the end of a busy day, and I'm like, I get to talk to Carms and the group. This is going to be great, right? Where if you're looking at it, it's like, oh man, why did I say yes to this? This is going to be so dumb. This is stupid. Like if that's in your calendar, then stop doing it. Even if it makes logical sense, you can't be doing that long-term and winning. And so big decisions with the heart, and then you use your head to help you figure out the how. Because a lot of the things that we want to do don't make sense. The things that you want to do, you want to write a book, you want to start a YouTube channel, you know, you want to be a coach, whatever it is you want to do. Chances are your parents didn't do that. Chances are you didn't go to school for this. Chances are none of your friends, you know, outside of this community are doing these things, right? Like you hang out with these crazy people and do this book club and like cheer each other on. And like, what are you nuts? What kind of drugs are you on? Right. Right. And so when you find the thing that connects with your heart that doesn't make sense logically because you didn't go to school for this stuff, that's the thing that you have to do. But your brain's going to tell you can't do this. I'm not good enough for this. I didn't learn how to do this. My parents and nobody around me does this. So your brain will talk you down. So you can't listen to your brain when you're making big decisions. You have to tell your brain, hey, shut up, brain. We're doing this. Help me figure out how, because I don't know how. So the big decisions you make with the heart because you love it, and then you use your head to help you figure out the how. So there's so many things you could do. You could take this conversation, take it in a million different directions. But what's going to change between now and the end of next year? How do we make 2024 your best year ever? It's going to be through the actions that you take. There could be a million different actions that you start. What's the one that your heart is pulled to? That's the one that you need to start to go all in on.
Yeah. I woke up
I
this
also
morning
see-
thinking, yes, I get to talk to Evan. I totally jumped out of bed. So yeah, the heart, the serving, so true. And coming to the end of the year, it's always like a kick in the ass, I feel, right? So everyone totally get the momentum and start 2024 strong. All right, let's go to Pauline.
I just I saw you last time, Evan. Thank you so much for coming again. And I was like, I'm not gonna have time for this. I've got the last thing I had to do. I've got some operation stuff coming next week. And I decided like the rest of the year I'm not going to do anything toward my dreams, but someone's like, no, you should do a little something with kids. You're great with kids. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I've branded for self-love and relationships and blah. And I was just like, I'll just do this little free workshop. And I joined this, and everything you've said has just given me goosebumps and made me really emotional. And I'm just so grateful for Calms doing this as well. But yeah, thank you. Just thank you for seeing us before spending time with your wife and stuff, and saying all of that. I don't know why I'm crying so much.
Thank you for sharing.
We had people
And-
cry even before you came in, Evan. You make us emotional. We're really grateful for you.
And thank you for sharing. And this is why we all do what we do. Like, this is why I do what I do, is what Carms does. Like, this is why we want to create an impact. Sometimes it's on one person. I'm glad I came here just to connect with you today, whether anybody else gets value or not. I hope you do. But if everybody else hates me, but you had this one moment, it's like, that's great. And it's really, I think, important to pay attention to the language, because it's November, it's mid-November.
Yeah.
We still have 6 more weeks left in this year. And to say that I decided to not pursue my dreams for the end of the year, it's not like it's next week. That's 6 more weeks of doing nothing on your dreams. Right. And just catching that, even if it's an hour a day, even if it's just showing up to a meeting like this. But more important than the size of the action is that you're doing something. So I just want to celebrate you for being here and choosing to, even though you decided that you weren't going to chase your dreams, something made you come to this series today, right? It's just like, I'm going to do this one little thing. And we often judge the size of the steps that we're taking. And because it's not big enough, then we don't do anything. Where much more important is just the fact that we're stepping. Because if you took a little step every day, you could do so much in 6 weeks. If you did a little step every day, you did 10 minutes every day of something, you could be so far ahead compared to, okay, I'm not going to start until January. But then January comes and there's all this other stuff that's going to pop up. Right. And so honoring you for sharing and showing up today, and a challenge for everybody to take a little micro step, no matter what's happening in your life every day, to move a little bit closer to your dreams. And some days we can take giant steps, and some days a 10-minute little exercise, even just 30 seconds of reviewing your goals. And maybe that's all you did today, but you did something. And I would change the commitment to say, I'm going to do something every day to move closer to my dreams. Because you have 30 seconds every day. If you're in the shower, you're on the toilet, you're walking a dog, you're something. You got 30 seconds to review your goals, and hopefully some days you have more time than that to be able to do it. But yeah, you showed up for a reason here today. So thank you. And I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, because like my close people just told me how much they dislike when I go to conferences, and if I didn't have Calms Book Club, I wouldn't really have a lot of support. So thank you, Calms. I'm gonna drive, but I'll be listening, and please don't ever underestimate your words and what you do in the world. Thank you.
Thank you for writing the book.
And to the people that, family members not supporting them, having people in your life who cheer you on when you want to quit. And If that's not your spouse, again, it's somebody here. You just have to let them know. You know, if you're suffering in silence, people don't know that they can help you. But if you showed up here and said, I don't know how to blank, I don't know if I'm good enough, you're going to get some support. Be the tail guard. I keep forgetting the term.
I like that.
For each other, because you're going to need it too. You know, like you're going to need it, and then go be that person for others. But unless you're sharing what you're struggling with, you don't give a chance for somebody to help you.
It's so true. I think for a really long time, Evan, I was that person too. I just like kind of suffer inside in silence, right? And because we don't think anyone will want to help us or who would want to. And I think part of the pain we go through, each of us, we end up, when we get through that pain, is when we put that back out to the world. It's like book club exists because of exactly that, because I didn't have a guide. So I want other people to have that. And Evan would have a similar thing. It's like, he knows how hard it was, like starting out. And it's like, he would see me trying to help. And I'm assuming, Evan, that's like the energy that you see back to like, kind of like when you were. So yeah, totally.
I would have been too afraid to join a group like this. I would never have joined a group like this. I'm introverted. Okay. I'm shy. Yeah. Like I would see Carms like, oh my God, Carms has it all figured out. It's like way too high energy for me. Like who else is going to be in the group? They're all going to be so far ahead and I suck and I read super slow and they're going to ask me weird questions about me. I don't want to answer those things. And it's just easier for me to just do it on my own. Right. I mean, I would never join this group. So you guys are already ahead of where I was. But you have to pull on the resources. You know, you have to ask for help. You have to tell people what you're going through. And that's hard and it can be embarrassing. But when you're in a good group, like why I came back here, it's because I remembered round one. It's like, you guys are great. So I'm going to leave I'm going to go have dinner with my wife. He'd be like, Nina, what are you? She'd be like, whoa. Were you just with Carms? I'm going to have to calm down and meditate before I go have some dinner with her, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's what the tribe is super important. And of course you're learning from the books, and of course you're learning from Carms, and of course you're learning from the content and whatever other Facebook groups or whatever you have, but like the connection to each other. Because you guys know a lot of the things that you need to do. You know, like if you really thought about it, you know what you need to do in the next 6 weeks. You know what you have a list. You know what you need to do. So why aren't you doing it? You know, it's like just go off and start doing it and share with people what you're like. Why I said when Carm said who's gonna make content once a week and a bunch of your hands went up is like somebody screenshot that because I want that in the group, right?
In fact, let's screenshot that now. Let's screenshot that now, everyone.
Yeah.
Turn on your camera if you haven't already. Can someone help me take the screenshot, co-host, please? We'll do two. We'll do one belief one, and then we're gonna do one with like your hands up or the people that are committed so we can see it, okay? All right, ready? All right. 3, 2, 1. Believe, yeah. We got the screenshot, co-host. Awesome. And who's committed? Who's committed to your goals for the next 6 weeks, whatever that is for you? Wow, so beautiful.
So this is where then you whoever screenshot it and share, I would then like take it upon yourself to follow up with somebody, right? So that in 2 weeks or a week from today, Suzanne, where's the content? Right? I saw your hand up. Christina, where's our videos? Right? And not in a like you suck way, like you didn't do it, I hate you, but like, hey, I'm cheering for you. You said you're doing it. Where are you stuck? And if there's a legit reason, cool. But like, I'm cheering for you and I want you to win. And you couldn't get it up last week. How about this week? Can you do something? Can you post a 30-second video? Can you get something going just to continue to be that support system for each other? Because we often spend a decade thinking about how to take the first step. You know, you're just thinking and toiling and planning and researching, where you just have to take the first step. And once you get momentum going, I mean, that's why the book is called Momentum, and the little cartoon Evan says the only thing you're missing is momentum. It's like the only thing you're missing is momentum. So no more 10 years to take the first step. Just take that first step and keep building momentum and pull on each other and share what you're working on, what you're going through, what you need help with, and be the tail guard for each other. I'll end on one story. I know we got to go, but I was on a call yesterday with a really famous athlete. At one point, he was probably the most famous athlete in the world, like hitting front page news every single day. Multi-champion in his sport. And he's retired now, and he wanted to talk to me about starting a YouTube channel. How do I build a brand and start my YouTube channel and life after sports? And the two things that hit me from I spent an hour and a half with him was, one, he's in the same spot that you guys are in. You know, like he's at the beginning. There's some of you already ahead of him. He might have a brand name, but like in terms of starting videos and not knowing what to say, and you're in the same boat as he is. And the second thing, and this is what really hit me, was he said, Evan, we're going to do whatever the F you tell us to do. And he swore, you know, I don't swear when I talk, but he swore a lot. It was like, we're going to do whatever the F you tell us to do. And it's like the mindset of a champion, where he doesn't know anything about YouTube, doesn't know anything about making content, doesn't know anybody, but he wants to learn. He wants to get great at it. He's asking for help. He's bringing in an expert, and he's just going to go off and execute. And so the greatest thing you can do, like Carms is here, Carms is an expert, and is also bringing in experts for all sorts of different things. The greatest thing you can do is then just go off and execute. Like, do what they say to do and watch your entire life change.